It's day 3 of hashtag spring cleaning week, and today's video is my color catalog. Now, as you probably already know, I've already given the grand tour of my craft space, how I've updated it via totally Tiffany's organizational methods, all of which, there's the 4-section system, all of which is, all the information for that is in the link below, and also a link to the Facebook page, which is just the most amazing group of ladies you will ever meet. They're just fantastic. So hi girls, if you're watching, totally go and check them out. So I did the stamp catalog on Wednesday, and I mentioned that the dies were in that book. They're not. My dies are in this book, which we will get into right now. Now this is the one section of my catalog that isn't completely finished yet. I have a lot more color items that need to go into it. I shouldn't say a lot. I've got a few more color items that need to go into it, but you'll get the idea as I go through. So I've got the rainbow, which includes ink pads, embossing powder. I've got dies, which you can see all the different topics that I've got. And if you watched the stamp catalog video, you'll have heard me talk about the different topics and how I've got alphabets in here under dies, but I've also got alphabets in stamps, and I've also got alphabets in embellishments as well. So when I need alphabets, it's all very easily accessible, and I can see exactly what I've got, and I know, yes, I need to go and buy something, no, I don't, or something I can use instead, perhaps, you know, that sort of thing. Nature and flowers, home travel, anything, especially, this is especially helpful with scrapbooking and card making. Different punches that I've got and the different topics. Now I don't have a huge number of punches. I'm going to turn around. I hope I don't make you dizzy. I don't have a huge number of punches, as you probably saw the other day in my craft room tour. But I've got a few, and I have recently acquired some gently used ones. And so this section, it's actually really great that I've got it categorized because it'll be easy to put in the new punches now that I've got them. And embossing folders, so same kind of thing. Sentiments, decor, and background, flowers, and nature. I don't have a lot of embossing folders, but the ones that I do, you know, it's just really handy to have them all easily organized. So the rainbow, that's things that produce color that aren't paper, because I've got the paper already organized for the rainbow up here. You can see the craft room tour for a bit more info on that. This is inks and embossing powders, that sort of thing. So I've got all of my colors done by topic. So for example, reds and pinks, everything of every brand is on a page, reds and pinks continued. So that if I want a specific shade of pink, I can go and find the specific shade of pink, have a quick look at it and go, right, stamp in spots, and you put your own, you would put your own codes on here for what you've got, but stamp in stops, bold and bright, positively pink. So if I want this color, all I have to do is go straight to where I've organized it. I pull out Stampin' Up! Spots, bold brights, and positively pink. This ink creates, again, I don't want to make you dizzy, this ink creates that color. It's that easy. I don't have to worry about guessing or anything like that. I know for a fact that that's what I'm going to get. So I have that for every color, orange, yellow, green. And it also tells me that perhaps I shouldn't buy more greens because I've got just about every shade in the world. But if I see one in yellow, I've got lots of, you know, I don't have a ton of different shades of yellow. So perhaps I could get one when I'm out shopping, that sort of thing. Blue, I've got tons of blues, a few purples, and browns and blacks, neutrals. And again, this ink, you can kind of say, okay, will that match with my brown and black embellishments? Oh, perhaps this will match with that, and I can know that ahead of time before getting out a whole bunch of stuff and having to stamp out examples. Oh, this is another example. Yes, I have a lot of black ink, but is one black the same as another? I mean, that one looks almost blue. The Stampin' It's an old Stampin' Spot, and it looks almost blue compared to the new Stampin' Up! Ink, see? So, I don't know, it's just really helpful as far as making decisions to have this. Now, I've also set up my rainbow by type, so ink pads, all of my distress inks. If I'm collecting them all, I can fill in the spots. This is on Tim Holtz's website if you don't have it already. A lot of ink companies actually have a printout of these on their website. Just have a look around for it and you'll find that. Let's see, color box. I've only got a few color box, but I can see all the different ones that they carry on their chart. And also, again, I can see what it looks like so that I can sort of pick and choose. Distress Inks New Colors. This is called my wish list. I obviously don't have any of them yet, but I would like some of them. And we'll see how we go. And then Stampin' Up! Ink pad charts. Now, these charts, yellowlabdesignstudio.com. It's totally free, and they are really awesome. And you could, again, totally customizable. You can do it for any brand that you've got. If you can't find a chart for it, you can just make your own. So brights, subtles, regals, etc. Stampin' Up! Colors. All on one page. Stampin' Spot, so that's retired colors. Versacolor pigments. This is great for when you're going to the scrapbooking store and you're like, do I have number 20 turquoise? Oh, I don't remember it. And then you end up with 3 of them because you didn't, or you did actually have it. This is really handy for that sort of thing. Okay, so I also have blank ones for future in case I need to photocopy them. Okay, embossing powder. Now, I want to change this up because I would prefer to have it organized in rainbow order, but essentially the thing with the embossing powder is that I've actually embossed the color. So, for example, Recollections embossing powder in Pearl Carnelian. We come over to my embossing powder drawer. And here's the, well, you can't read it, but it says Carnelian, but the color of it isn't exactly the same as the finished look. So the color of the embossing isn't exactly the same color as the powder, so it really helps to have it not only on the jar itself, but also in some sort of catalog so that you can, you know, make that decision whether or not you want to use it without even having to pull out the powder. Okay. Okay, let's talk about dies. So what I've done here is punched out, and Tiffany actually recommends this and talks a lot more about it on her videos, of course, just like all the other stuff. But what I've done here is punched out every single die that I own. And what that's allowed me to do is just like with the stamps, and just like with sorting out all of the embellishments into topic, it's let me easily decide whether or not something's going to work for my project. And of course everything's labeled, and I know that these are steel cut dies, so I know exactly where to look for them if I need them. Actually, those particular dies aren't in here because they're in another container, but you get the idea. They are easy to access. There they are. See, it's in a DVD container. Easy to access, easy to pull out, and easy to use, but I can actually see the finished product, so I can go, oh, you know what, that's probably too small. What do I have in a punch, or what do I have in an embossing folder that I could use instead? Or do I have an embellishment in my drawers that I could use instead? It helps with decision making. Like, drastically helps with decision making. So, all kinds of things. Teapots and teacups and globes and all sorts of stuff. Okay, punches. Now, I didn't have a lot of punches, as I said. I've just acquired some more, which means that it's going to be fabulous. I'll just pop it into the kit. A lot of people make these out of their scrap paper that they're not sure what to do with, which I highly recommend. I ended up using some black paper because it is very stark on the white, which helps you see the pick easier. And I just used some double-sided tape to adhere them to the page and labeled them. Now, what happens when you get rid of a punch because you've purged it? Use repositionable adhesive. It's in one of these things anyway, right? So it's not going anywhere. And then you just pull it up and draw a line through it. Very, very simple. And if you have everything numbered, either replace something with a similar size or put it on the end and keep going. So embossing folders. Now this one, Tiffany actually recommends coloring on the, coloring, how does she do it? She kind of does it like, she opens it up and does it like a rubbing with a crayon, because not all embossing folders work the same when you put them through the Big Shot or your Cuttlebug. So you have to play around sometimes with the different shims, which I'll talk about again in another video, but the different brands, the names, I've actually went through the time, because I don't have very many of these, I actually went through and actually did the embossing for each and every one. And where I had the original packaging, I put the original package in too. So I know that this is what the Sizzix says it's supposed to look like. This is what it looks like in real life. What do I think? Do I want to do that? And I've done it the full size of the embossing folder so that it's super easy to use. And again, I have the original packaging. And if I didn't, no big deal. I'll just put the name of it or what I'm calling it. And the nice thing about the Sizzix is it already has the name on it, so I didn't have to do extra writing, that sort of thing. And a couple more tiny ones. And that is it. That's my dies and punches and color catalog. I hope you enjoyed these videos today, guys, and I hope it inspired you to maybe have a look at Tiffany's videos and see what you think of all of it. Oops, sorry about that cord. See what you think of all of it, and you know, if maybe it could help you with your organization of your craft space. It works for small spaces, it works for gigantic spaces, it works for people who have 400 times as much craft stuff as I do and 400 times less craft stuff than I do. I hope you give it a try. Thank you so much. I will be back again very soon with some new videos. And have a great day, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.